Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Fer. Today we're gonna do a very special edition with my mentor Cameron Bailey. He's not only number one across all brand in New Zealand, he's number one agent worldwide for households. Today we're not only gonna talk about the monthly data, but very importantly, Cam is going to share about the current market insights plus the opportunities for the new year. Cam, we got the latest report which is showing in November for the median price we had slightly drop. Month on month we had about 1.3% drop, and year on year that was 2.1%. But in terms of sales count, month on month that was 4.7% increase, and year on year 9.7% increase. Is that what you have been feeling for November?
First of all, Michelle, thanks for having me here. And Michelle has been a colleague of mine for many years now. When she first got into real estate, I was lucky enough to work with her, and she's like my protege. It's an honour to be doing this with Michelle, so thank you for that. I mean, the market itself, it's a great market actually to be in at the moment. There's a lot more skill involved in this market, as you know. The analogy that I'm sort of using around people at the moment is that the waters are a little bit choppy. It's not doom and gloom, but in choppy waters, if you're not with the right person or using the right process, you can get in trouble. So that's how I describe it. There's a lot more stock out there at the moment, so we're about 25% up on stock compared to what we were earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So that means from a buyer's point of view, there is more choice, which means that there's more honesty in the marketplace. So if your house is overpriced, you don't get sold. If you're not selling using the right agent or maybe the right process, you probably won't get sold, or you will undersell your property.
I took over 5 listings from other agencies in the past months.
I've had 6 or 7, I can't remember now, calls or emails from people just this week. People that currently got their house on the market and they're unsatisfied with their agent not achieving them what they wanted to do. So now they're looking for alternatives on how they can sell in the new year. I mean, once again, it's a market where it makes a big difference who you list with. And obviously they should be listing with Michelle because she's the best around. It's a wonderful market. I enjoy this market. As agents, we need to be better at what we do. We need to be better at marketing. We need to be better at negotiating. We've got to make sure that everything we say to the buyers is the right thing, because we've got to set ourselves up to get the best possible price for owners. But I'm noticing is it's the most stock that I've been holding going into Christmas. So usually when I go into Christmas, I'm usually holding about 4 or 5 listings that aren't on the market yet, that I've already listed that are coming to the market in the new year. At the moment, we're holding probably 3 times that. So that gives me a bit of an insight of what's going to happen in the new year.
Okay.
There's probably a wash of stock, and it's going to be much of the same as what we've probably been having, an honest market. There's still good numbers of buyers coming through open homes, a good number of people out there looking to buy a house, but there's just going to be more and more choice. And I think this choice comes from people sitting on their hands the last 2 or 3 years. They've decided the market was pretty tough, so they didn't sell. And what they're seeing at the moment is interest rates coming back a little bit. So there's a little bit more optimism in the marketplace, but we're certainly not seeing that in prices. I think the most optimistic people are now seeing that they'll probably go up end of next year. But it's going to be a challenging year next year. They just had an article come out today in the Herald about New Zealand economy being in a recession. All of these sort of articles, while these articles are coming out and while sales are tough and people are hurting a little bit, and that's not a bad thing. We've had so much growth in the last 10 years. Having a flat market for the next 2 or 3 years may not be a bad thing. So,
speaking of recession, during the past few months, I actually see people losing their jobs. They are probably in the middle of selling or buying, and all of a sudden their financial scenario changed.
I mean, I've seen it before. I've been in much tougher markets than this. 2008 was a very tough market. The GFC crisis was very tough because we would do an auction campaign of open homes and meet maybe 4 or 5 people, and then none of them wanted to buy it. So it was very, very challenging. Different to this market, the buyers are more fussy on what they buy and what they pay, but they're out there. We're having open homes with 5 and 6 and 10 people through. So the buyers are there. They're just tougher on what they pay.
The numbers also show the same thing because the sales count actually went up. Do you feel the auction clear rates in the past week and this week is actually okay?
I think we're still sitting around 50% clearance, which is kind of what it always is. And then a good percentage of them get cleaned up in the next 10 days afterwards. After we've done the auction and 10 days afterwards, we're usually up around 60 to 70%, which is great. It's still a great way to sell. But we're working really hard. I had 4 auctions today and only sold 1. I had bidding on another one, didn't quite get there, but hopefully we'll get that sold later on. But I think it's going to be exciting to be in real estate in the next year or two. I think it's more challenging. For us, it's more exciting because there's more property available there. So there's more work there if you want to be good at what you do. But there's a lot of agents out there struggling. There's a lot of agents that we know, and we can see businesses and companies out there that are not selling that many houses, and generally that's just because they don't have the skill or they don't have the exposure. In a tougher marketplace, I think people take comfort in working with a big brand like Harcourts, because remember, it's not just you and I selling their houses, they've got a network of 450 people selling their houses. So it takes that. Today we sold a property in Strowan and we'd done all the open homes, done all the marketing, but we still couldn't find a buyer for it. But another Harcourts agent had been through with the buyer and they sold the property for a great price. It helps having a network of people around you to achieve those big prices.
Another thing, Cam, because we're heading to the holiday, do you have some tips for vendors and buyers? Because the new year is going to be exciting, but like you mentioned, the stock level could go up very quickly, so it might be better opportunity for the vendors to prepare earlier and get ready for the market, like in mid-Jan, because our office opens on 6th of January, so it's possible for them to get onto the market by end of January to catch that opportunity. Do you think?
I think 2 things. I think if you've got your house on the market at the moment, get it priced. There's a lot of people sitting there with no price on their property. That'll generally mean that you're not meeting the market, and the buyers know that. And they've all got sellers that are too scared to price it because their price expectations are too high compared to the market price. Basically, the market knows that. If you haven't got a price on your house at the moment, it's because you want too much, so they don't even come to look. So get a price on it and try and get it sold. If you get the price realistic, the people who actually pay asking price, I'd be trying to get sold before the new wash of market comes on in January, February. As far as time on the market, I think a great time to get your house on the market in that mid-January time.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think our auctions start the 15th of January. For the office, we've got twice as many auctions as we had last year already. Once again, there's going to be a wash of property coming on, so the first ones to sell will put you in a cash position to maybe go and buy when the wash comes on. I think that'll be really good.
Any tips for buyers?
Well, I think from a buyer's point of view, like you're lucky at the moment. It's probably favouring the buyers a little bit more. They've got choice. They've got a little bit more power because they can sort of put their offer in, and if their owners don't meet it, they move on to another property because they know that there's another one out there. But I mean, take confidence in the fact that this is the bottom cycle. We don't know if prices will go up or down immediately from here. We talked about that before, but you're certainly at the bottom cycle. So it should be a great time to buy now, and it's counter-cyclic. Prices are low, interest rates are a little bit high and coming down. When we were booming last time, prices are high and interest rates were low. So you are counter-cyclic at the moment, so it's the right time to buy. I'm looking around for investment properties at the moment for myself, both commercial and residential. So if I'm buying, maybe it's a good time to buy. So there's my tip for you. You can buy any property at the moment and probably be paying the right price for it because you're at the bottom end of the cycle. But if you're looking for too much of a bargain, you won't buy anything. And the market could change very quickly. I remember how quickly it goes up and how quickly it goes down. And we could be in a different market in 6 months and it's busy, and we're all looking back thinking, hey, I wish I'd bought 6 months ago.
And Christchurch is a small market. It reacts to news interest very quickly.
What about you? What do you think's happening out there at the moment? What's your big tip for next year?
I actually said very similar thing in our last video, because a lot of people come to ask me what best time to buy and the best time to sell. If it's a real demand, for example, it's their own home, it's always a good time to buy.
The right house is always on the market at the right time. And I mean, whether it's karma or fate, I just think the right buyer's there and the right house is there at the right time.
Yeah, it's just with competition, you never know.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, it's a good properties always get much better at auction.
No matter what the market's doing, good properties are always busy. Yeah. And we saw that in the GFC. We'd have the odd house, which was a great home. It was built well, it flowed well, it was on the right side of the road, it was good construction, and it would be busy in the middle of the GFC when you'd sell another property, which was still a good home, but maybe not quite as good, and that would be quiet. So good properties are always good properties. So what are you doing over Christmas? Are you going away or are you staying here? Or?
Spend time with my family and look after residual business and get ready for the next year. What about you?
I'm probably going to go away somewhere. I always take this opportunity where it's a little bit quiet to go away for maybe 2 or 3 weeks and on and off. I'll sort of be in and out of Christchurch. We've always got someone here working to do viewings and stuff like that, but I think it's a good opportunity to recharge the batteries. I'm good at switching off now. I'm either all in or all off. So, but I've always got my phone on me, so I'm always doing business.
Yeah, because you were still texting me back and forward last Christmas, actually on the Christmas day, to close the deal on point.
Real estate never sleeps. I remember a few years ago, I sold a house on Christmas Eve and did the negotiation on Christmas Eve, and then on the way to my mum's house on Christmas Day, I went and got the final signature, and it was all sold on Christmas Day. So real estate never sleeps, but the thing with real estate is you only need a phone. You can be sitting on the beach in Fiji or in China and you can be answering on the phone and negotiating deals. So I've negotiated many a deal on the beach in Fiji. But I think my advice to you, Michelle, is have a great break, recharge the batteries, and because we're heading into our busy season and February, March, April is the busiest time in real estate. And I think, as I said before, you've got to work a lot harder at the moment as an agent to get the deals across the line. So we need to be fresh.
Yes.
But it's going to be an exciting year in real estate next year.
It will be. But Cam, my advice to you, working through holidays is the reason you're single.
I can tell you that Michelle's single as well. So there you go. She's dropped me in it. I'm going to drop her in it too. So any eligible bachelors, come to me and I'll put you in touch with Michelle.
Likewise. All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next month. Thank you, Cam.
See you later. Thanks, Michelle.